Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help boost your efficiency and achieve your goals. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets to peak performance. Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden, and I am the creator and author of the Get Resultsology system and a dedicated accountability coach. My mission is to empower solopreneurs to unlock their true potential, boost their income, and achieve extraordinary success by maximizing productivity, streamlining their businesses, and aligning their goals with their authentic vision and purpose. If you're ready to turn ambition into action and transform your goals into reality, you're in exactly the right place. Speaking of being in exactly the right place, I am delighted to say that we are joined today by Tanya Goodall Smith. Now, Tanya is a leading expert in branding and visual communications, founder of Work Story Creative, and a certified personal branding strategist. With over 20 years of experience working with global brands like Guess, HP, Microsoft, and the Life Coach School, Tanya helps personal brands and service providers amplify their influence through strategic visual storytelling. She is also the author of best-selling book, The Introverts Guide to Personal Branding. Tanya's also a pioneer in personal branding photography, and she teaches photographers worldwide through her Business of Branding Photography course. Tanya, welcome to Goalbusters.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you. I'm excited to have you here. My goodness, what a CV we've just read out there. I was really pleased I didn't trip over any of the words, but watch me do it now. Whereabouts in the world are you, Tanya?
So I'm located in Washington State in the United States. So way up there in the corner by Canada.
Oh, right. So it's morning for you and it's late afternoon for me. Wow, goodness me. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't the power of the internet to bring people together? Isn't it wonderful?
I love it.
All right, then. Speaking of loving it, shall we start the questions? Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay,
Yep.
I'll just get the clock up and then we'll kick off. And there it goes. So Tanya, could you tell me, please, who is your ideal client?
Yes, my ideal client is a service-based entrepreneur or professional who's the face of their brand, usually. So coaches, real estate agents, psychologists, wellness professionals, and other experts who rely on trust and connection to attract their clients. And they've usually built a business they're passionate about, but feel stuck because their branding doesn't reflect their expertise or attract the right clients. And many of my clients are overwhelmed, they're burnt out, and unsure how to communicate their value effectively. They're usually getting inquiries from people who can't afford it or, that kind of thing. And so they need help coming up with clarity and strategy and a professional brand presence that does the heavy lifting for them so they can spend more time serving their clients and less time tracking them down.
Perfect. Thank you. That's a very comprehensive answer there. And I think you've also alluded to quite a lot of the answer to the second question, but I'm sure you haven't really, which is what is the problem or problems that you solve, please, Tanya?
Sure. Yeah. So I did talk about those a little bit, but so I help my clients overcome the disconnect between their expertise and how they present themselves to the world. So usually, their audience isn't really seeing exactly what they do and why it's valuable. So a lot of service-based business owners struggle with inconsistent messaging, outdated visuals, or a lack of confidence in how they show up. This results in missed opportunities and frustration when they attract clients who aren't the right fit. And at Work Story Creative, I solve this by creating strategic brand identities, websites, and marketing materials that authentically reflect their unique style and value. So they stand out, they attract the right audience. It's a lot easier for them, a lot more effective when they're trying to market their business.
Fascinating. And I noticed in a really flippant way the outdated visuals. I used to have a pair of glasses like that, but anyway, that's something completely unrelated. All right. So question 3, please. Moving on and leaving my foolishness behind. What is one valuable free action that our audience can implement that will help them to solve one of or more of the problems that you've mentioned?
Sure. Yes. So I recommend starting first with a brand audit of yourself, right? Like Google your business or your name and see what comes up. Look at your website, your social media, any marketing materials you have, and look at it as if you are your potential client seeing all of this stuff for the first time. So if you had no idea who you were, maybe grab a friend or someone who has never seen any of this stuff and have them sit down with you and take a look. So you could ask yourself, is my brand messaging and visuals consistent across all platforms, or, are there inconsistencies? Does your website clearly communicate who you help, how you help them, and why they should choose you or hire you? And if someone didn't know me, would they understand what I do, why it matters, and how valuable it is? So those are some questions you could ask yourself. If there's confusion or inconsistency, that's a sign your brand needs some work. And so you could start by refining your messaging, really getting clear on all of those, the answers to all of those questions. And that's a really good place to start. And then you'll kind of know, okay, here are the things we need to fix or get some help on or whatever.
Brilliant. And would you recommend that they grab more than one person? After all, one person's opinion might just be wrong.
Oh, sure. Yeah, for sure. The more people you could, especially if they're your target audience, like, maybe you have, some people, hey, would you just come take a look at this with me? Or, go on the internet, Google me and give me
Yeah.
your really honest feedback about what you see. I think that would be super valuable for you to
Indeed,
do.
super valuable. I
Yeah.
love that. Thank you. That's a nice distinction too. So now we have a better understanding of what you do. Let's dive into goal busting, the purpose of our podcast today, which is focusing on how to maximize productive time to achieve business goals. So could you share from your perspective, Tanya, any tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits?
Sure. Yeah. So one surprising result of helping people come up with really cohesive branding is increasing their productivity. I actually have a client that's a productivity coach, and we redid her branding, and she was surprised how much easier and faster it made creating, social media posts and presentations and any of their marketing materials. She wrote a book. She was like, it was so easy to just design the cover because we had all these branding guidelines. We knew exactly what it should look like. When she has to do a new presentation, she just goes into the template we created for her, puts in the new text, and it's done. So that is a tip I would give you, is have templates that are, on brand for you. They're already created. You just update them with your new information, and they're all going to be consistent in all of those things you put out there into the
Excellent.
world. It's really going to save you a lot of time.
Excellent. Did you see me leaning in closer there to listen there?
I
Because
did. That was good body
I'm like,
language.
oh, that's really good stuff. That's okay, perfect. And I'm a productivity or accountability coach, so I'm like, oh, that's doubly interesting. Okay, so finally, my final question is, what should I have asked you today that I didn't, Tanya? And what is your answer, please?
Sure. Yeah. So I would say, what's the biggest misconception people have about branding? I think that would be a good question. So a lot of people think branding is just about having a nice logo or color scheme or fonts, right? But branding is really, it's your reputation, and there's a strategy behind it you can use to create the reputation that you want to have out there. And it's about how you make people feel, the trust that you build, and how effectively you communicate your value. And a strong brand should work for you by attracting the right clients, setting clear expectations, and even pre-selling your services before a client ever reaches out to you. So if your brand's doing that, it's not doing that, it's time to rethink it and maybe polish it up a little bit or totally change it. And I dive deeper into this in my book, The Introverts Guide to Personal Branding, where I help entrepreneurs build an authentic brand that works for them, even if they don't love self-promotion, right? It's written for us introverts who might struggle with that, the thought of putting yourself out there or, being super visible. I give you tips for how to do that. And then if you're not an introvert, it's totally applicable to all the branding stuff. So it's designed to help you really, develop that personal brand in a way that draws in the people who want to work with you.
Yeah, thank you for that. That was actually the perfect answer to the question five, really, because I was hoping that you would expand on what you mean by branding, because I was sure you didn't mean like Heinz baked beans or Kellogg's cornflakes
Right.
type branding. I know that it's much bigger topic than that. So
Mhm.
thank you for that. That was really
Yeah.
helpful. Perfect.
Right.
So being really helpful now, I'm going to try and be a little bit more helpful and ask, how can our audience reach you? And also, I always ask a very cheeky question. What would be like one valuable free resource they could get from you? And we'll post a link to that all over the place.
Right, right. So my website is workstorycreative.com. And if you go to workstorycreative.com/free chapter, you can get the first 2 chapters of my book for free. And then if you like it, it's available on Amazon. So you can search for it there. So yeah, go to my website. That would be the best place to learn more and contact me.
Awesome. I'm going to be doing that right after this call. You might see your sales tick up by a whole 1 in very short order. You can eat out tonight and know that I paid for a portion of the first course glass of water.
Right.
I know the money they make on books isn't great, but that sounds perfect. Genuinely, I'm very interested. Thank you so much, Tanya. That has been fascinating, and I think the topic of branding is a huge topic, and I'm genuinely interested in your book about that. Also, in the unique angle you bring to it, which is about being an introvert. And we were talking before we started recording about how I self-identify as an introvert, and people go, "Oh, well, really, you?" And you just have to adapt, don't you? And there's an awful lot goes into understanding the whole introvert extrovert thing, really.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And
there's a lot of misconceptions about that too, who an introvert is. A lot of people are surprised that I am one, but so yeah, anyway.
I find it surprising. No, seriously, I don't. I don't at all. But thank you so much, Tanya. That's been great. Thank you so much for doing this today. Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure and an honor.
Me too.
Thank you, and bye-bye.
See you later.
Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.